Got the whole crew coming in here. Cool. I feel like I start to get to know your guys' houses at a certain point. And if you're sitting in a different spot, I'm like, what are you doing over there? Like, like it's not where you're supposed to sit. Like, Ashley, I feel like I can paint your painting. I feel like I've seen your painting in my dreams. You know, uh,
Well, I think you're losing it because I literally just put that up today.
I tried to say one cool thing and you shut it down. I mean, my
Nice
gosh. All
try
right.
though.
Let me try somewhere else. Jeff, I feel like I always see your fuzzy background. Is this the first time you've had a fuzzy background?
Every
Like,
time.
okay. Thank goodness, man. Mike just grew a beard. Like, um,
This morning. Yes.
oh man, that's funny. I try to say one neat thing and it doesn't even work. So that's the same couch though, right? Like this is where you always sit, though,
Yeah, it's the
Ashley.
same couch.
Okay.
Just that's
Okay.
new.
Man, what are the freaking odds I would say that? Oh man.
It's hilarious.
Cool. Well, guys, I think we are going to have us another fun little night here. And so I am going to do my best. I would like to keep us at till 7 tonight. So we do just 1 hour here. I know we've been doing hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. So we'll try to stick to an hour tonight. It would be helpful for me too. And so, but we have some deals that are going on in here already. So I kind of want to dive into that off the bat. But let me ask the same thing I always like to ask. Does anybody have anything that they need to address because they need to get out of here and get onto something? Okay, wonderful. Okay, Derek, can you hear us, man?
Yep.
All right, dude. So let's jump into
Sorry,
your
you
stuff,
hear
man.
the dog running around, but
You're
um, yeah, I can kind of, where should I start? Just with what maybe what I posted on Facebook.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you and I have been talking and chiming in, and people have probably been seeing some stuff on Facebook, but maybe just give, you got a deal, in place. So, uh, t touch on that for a second, and then like, where are you at with it, and like, what do you fill me in on
Yeah,
what you need and stuff. So,
yeah. I think so. Basically, yeah, kind of ran into it. It's a buddy from high school that's having some trouble, honestly. So it's kind of a weird situation in that way. Um, but his house is going to be up for auction next week because he's $20,000 behind on his payments. So there is that. They've a this he was explaining the situation. They've got like some mitigation notices. He basically has not been paying his mortgage since January of 23. Original loan amount was 195. The loan amount now is 215, so they've adjusted it. So that's where like I'm not quite clear on what the payment is. I've estimated the original payment was probably around 1,000 or less. And that area, if you the house is it could use some updates, just like I mean paint and floors, nothing more than 10K. You could probably list it around 270. That's on the lower end. Like if you had to get rid of it or were looking to get rid of it and move it quick, could probably do that for like 240, 250. Um, but there's things in that. It's a 4 bed, 3 bath, 1,800 square feet. It's in Arizona. Um, so I don't. I drew up the contract. Travis just looked at it and there was some little adjustments. But gonna send that over to him tonight. There's realtors that are trying to go through it as like at the normal rate, but I mean, he's not going to make any money off the deal of selling it that way anyway. He owes more than the house is worth. So
yep, cool. Okay, man. So fantastic. And the one of the coolest things too, guys, like I want to share this because was these numbers that Derek ended up finding were very similar to the ones that he was asking questions about. a week ago on like, man, would somebody really let us just kind of take over their mortgage, or could we really buy a home deep? And so it's just cool to like, for me, like it's easy for me to know, right? It's easy for me to tell you guys like, yeah, it's gonna happen, right? But like if you haven't seen it happen yet, it's hard to believe. And so it's just I wanted to call that out, like to where it's just like, cool, you're already seeing it. Like this is kind of fast to be seeing it. But high five on that. So let's walk through a little bit of math, Derek. Is that cool? If we walk through this,
Yeah.
I want to show you like some exits here. So can you see my screen? I know you're on your
Mhm.
cell and stuff. All right. What
Yeah.
do you think is a rough repair estimate on that house?
I would say around 10, like if we want to overshoot it, maybe 15,
Okay.
just to
Well,
be safe.
okay. It's so small that we wouldn't even do it for owner financing. So
Okay.
retailing this house, you got plenty of margin that you could just relist it. You said it's worth about 270.
Yeah.
If you did,
If you did the repairs, probably 272. Yeah.
okay, yeah, I mean, so that's easy, but you did. So you're all in for 205 divided by 270. So that's 75% ARV. So not at 70 where you want to, sorry guys, not where exactly where you want to be, but this would be a super easy relist, and I'm going to guess that's at least a 35K margin, probably more like 40, but actually it probably is 40, probably 40. So that's a 40K, just you would take it down, solve the arrears, and then relist it, profit margin. So you could do that. That would be super simple, right? Close on it, relist it, sell it. I wouldn't do the work to it either. I would just clean it up, make it smell nice. But I want to show you guys something on owner financing. So, and I'm going to be using my 10BI calculator. So you guys have seen that in here. And so I'm just going to do it on actually, I'll do it on my phone so it moves a little bit quicker for you guys. But I'm going to run 195,000 at 3% interest and see what that roughly is. Whoops. Cool. So you're pretty close, man. The principal and interest payment's probably around 822 bucks a month.
Okay.
Okay, just P and I. Okay, like taxes and insurance, you're probably closer, probably above 1,000, like you said. So principal and interest is 822. So here's what I love about this, guys. So his arrears, they're 20, you said 20 grand, right?
Hmm.
Okay. So what might happen, let's just assume worst case scenario, Derek has to pay 20 grand to be able to buy the home. So they say they have to catch the arrears up, blah, blah, blah. They can't be attached to the back of the loan. Typically they can, but let's just say they can't. Okay. So Derek is going to sell this home. Let's just say he only sells it at what it's worth. He's going to get a down payment. Let's just say he only gets, I don't know, 15%. So down payment, I don't know what that would be. Let's call it you get 35,000 bucks down. Okay. That's pretty low, but we'll stick with that. Let's just do round numbers. Let's do 30. We'll go even lower, try to make this deal even worse and see how good it still is. That's going to leave a mortgage of 240 grand. Okay. Everybody follow that? Sold it for 270, 30 grand down, 240 mortgage. He's going to sell that at an interest rate. Let's just do something pretty realistic. Let's do 8.5. We have a $240,000 mortgage. So present value, 8% is our IYR solved for payment. This is going to get everybody excited. 1761 a month. So let's do the fun part here, profit. And then I'm going to open this up for questions. I'll just get this deal all the way to the end. You guys see this nonstop in my training, right? We get paid three ways: down payment, our note equity, and our cash flow. So the down payment is the difference in what he caught up in arrears and what he collected. So not bad. He made 10 grand. Okay. So Derek, pretty good day for Derek. Pretty happy there. And then his note equity is the difference in the note that he took over and the note he created. What is that? 45?
Yeah.
So Derek's net worth went up 45 grand. So that's like your 401k going up 45 grand. And then his cash flow is the difference in these two. That's healthy.
And that bottom part is if you own or finance it.
Yeah, that's if you owner financed it. I want to show you both routes. This is, mainly for teaching purposes, right? Like you could just close on this house, dude, and just list it on the MLS, let it have time to sell, and you'll make 35 to 40 grand doing that. Like that's super simple to be able to do.
If I'm just I'm just subject to taking over his loan, I'll still be responsible for that payment while it's sitting though, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. So you'll still make that 822 a month payment. Yep.
And then the scary part is that 20,000, like if it's due right away,
Mm-hmm.
or that would be something I would need to be prepared to pay right away.
Yeah. I mean, if it scares you, here's what we would do. Okay. Because I'm 90%, you know what? I don't know. I'm not going to say I'm positive. I'm fairly certain because I know quite a few of the students have do just fine for themselves and have a lot of liquid cash. And I bet they would love to front. All they have to do is front this 20 grand. And then why don't you split the profits with them? So,
Okay.
you can go raise the 20 grand, right? Yourself
Yeah.
and pay them 12% interest on it. So do it however you want, right? But like you could fall back on that one. Like somebody's gonna loan you 20 grand to make 15 or 20.
Yeah.
6 months. Not gonna be a super hard sell for somebody.
Okay.
But you could also just raise it and pay the investor 12% interest. But I know that's a newer thing to a lot of people. And so I'm just kind of showing you like a worst case scenario here.
Okay.
So that's if you relisted it. But the beauty in what we do, right? And the point that I want to get you all to is this bottom part. There you go. This is what I want to get you all to, is to where you make a little bit off the down payment. You get wealthy off the deal. And then you get 30 years of making $939 a month net. And that's one house, one stinking house. That's why you guys are here, right? Like this is probably what attracted you to the program was the owner financing piece. But sometimes these 30 or 45Ks can be life-changing as well. So any questions about any of that, guys? I wanted to use Derek as a little bit of a training ground here since he kind of fell into one right off the bat. Nice, man. You guys are getting it then, huh? This makes sense to a lot of you? Well, man, that's freaking awesome.
Travis, I had a question.
Please.
Yeah.
Could he use Kiabi for the funding?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yep.
Who's Gabby?
Kiabi.
Oh, Kiabi. Okay.
No way, dude. It is for sure Gabby going forward now. That is way better.
Gabby.
That is way better. Oh man, that's just like it's like my daughter. Like she can't get a word right, man. Her new thing is like run for your death. That's what she always says. Run for your death, Dad. Instead of run for your life. It's run for your death. Gabby. Oh, dude, that's awesome. So yes, he definitely could, Jeff. Kiabi would fund 90% of this whole deal for him. So he would still have to probably bring 10%. So he'd probably land about the same spot, really.
Okay.
But yeah.
I have a question too. Would Kiavi fund him for the 20,000 arrears only just to get him in the door, or would they have to buy the whole house?
Now Kiavi's going to want first position on everything. So they're going to want the whole thing on you. Yep. Good question, Marvin. Yeah, they're going to want that whole deal. Hey, is your dad on the call?
Yeah, I meant to say that before we got started, but I was driving in traffic. I got him on today.
Okay, sweet, man. I'll do a little intro with him in a second. So
Okay.
What's your dad's name?
Marvin as well.
Marvin? Sweet, man. Well, I won't forget that one. All right, Marvin, I'll come to you in a minute, brother. Yeah, thank you for calling that out, Jeff. Yep. Any other questions on this, guys? This is what's so exciting. So you guys have probably heard me in the past say, like, whenever we do whenever I did the whatever that thing is called, the webinar, how I put $500 a month cash flow on there. And I was like, truthfully, it's typically always more, but people just don't believe me if we put that on the webinar. So like the marketing kind of fails if we do that. Like you can see that being the case now. So I mean, you got an apprentice that's got an opportunity here in his third freaking week in here to crush it on the deal. So
Hey Trav,
mhm.
on this deal, if he hadn't been making payments since 23 or whatever it was, are there back taxes that are due?
It'd be included in this arrear amount.
Okay.
So the answer is yes, they are, but it's included in the arrears most likely, since there's a mortgage on that.
Because there's an escrow account basically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And so probably sometimes the mortgage companies will pay the taxes to still protect the house, right? They'll still pay the insurance to still make sure the home is insured, right? And so because they have to protect their asset while they're moving towards taking it back.
And that's probably why the loan amount or the mortgage went up is because of that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Exactly. Yep. Good questions, man. Very good questions. Yeah.
What is that? And I was just trying to read into the purchase agreement because, like, what is that process of like getting them out of the house? I mean, it's kind of the situation of like, I mean, he hasn't been making payments for 2 years. You're signing a contract. How do you forcibly like get up? Hey, got it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
I mean, any inclination that he wouldn't leave?
I don't know. I mean, I think that's where like there's a little bit of hesitation of like, I know the guy, so it's like you don't want it to get ugly. Like, dude, you need to get out of the house. Like, we've now it's ours, but at the
Yeah.
same time, trying to help him out because you're about to be in a real bad situation if that thing goes to auction and you get foreclosed on your credits.
Yeah. They'll
Um,
carry you out at that
yeah,
point.
yeah. So
And it's no dude with a chain, it's a guy with a badge. So
yeah,
but there's two things we would do, Derek. So one, we would just ask him to sign a notice to vacate at closing.
okay,
So he would sign that, and he still doesn't like have to leave, right?
yeah,
But if he did decide to stay, then you could just simply file an eviction on him. And it's like, since he's signed the notice to vacate, it's like
yeah,
they take it to court and they hand it to him and they issue the writ for the sheriff's office to set him out at that time.
okay,
And so it's not like it would just be a hurdle that you would have to get past. It wouldn't
okay,
be like a big problem for you, essentially.
okay,
Yeah, just something you would have to solve. So
okay.
yeah.
And then, I mean, what else do I do? Like, do I need a transaction coordinator to hold on?
No,
What are they
no, no. So once you go under contract on the home, we're just going to send the purchase and sale agreement that you signed to a local attorney. So if you have one, great. If your brother does that lives down there, great. If not, we'll find one and we'll send it to him. Be like, hey, we're looking to purchase this home. Can you go ahead and open title on it? It is in a auction setting, so we would like to have the auction halted, and we just want it to happen quicker than not, sooner rather than later. And then they'll get back to you like the following day with a lot of info for you. But that's essentially the start of it. Yeah. Yep. So guys, this is what I told Derek. So this is probably about the time we talked last night, wasn't it? Didn't you call
Yeah,
me
yeah.
like 6:30? And so I figured something was up, and so I wanted to snag it. But he heard me say, because I only had like 2 minutes with him, I was like, hey, you're going to get the quickest and abbreviated thing. But the thing I want all of you to do, every one of you, I want you, when you find a deal that you believe that you want, I want you just to go under contract on that house. If you cannot get a hold of me, you just default to going under contract on the house. you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. You don't wait to get a hold of me the next day and have the opportunity for Josh to swoop in and buy it from you, right? Like, don't wait. Go under contract so that you have the exclusive right to purchase the home and every right to say, you know what? I don't want to purchase it. I think we'll pass on it and move on to the next one. So that's something you always, always, always want to do, because with deals going on, guys, like there's deals happening everywhere, every day. There's thousands of investment deals happening every single day in the United States. And you have people like me that exist where if I saw this deal that Derek had, now we're never going to, like, we know Derek's working all right. Like, we have plenty of integrity. We'll never step on a single toe ever to make $1. But the thing of it is, if a big investor gets wind of Derek's deal and gets a hold of this seller, they will immediately paper it while they are speaking to the seller, and they won't let the seller hang up till they've signed the contract, because they know how valuable it is, because they know they have a person on the phone that they're going to spend 45 minutes with, and they're going to make either 40 grand or they're going to wrap it and make $1,000 for the next 30 years of their life. And they will not hesitate there. That's a tough piece for everybody whenever you're very new, though. But it's something like I just want to drum into you guys, because if you ever watch our platinum calls or you join a platinum call, and I know I ask a lot of people not to, but like if you ever join a platinum call, you guys, somebody in the waiting room. Ha, I got a text. I don't know who this is. Whoever that is, do you want me to say it out loud? But if so, text me back and say something, please. But you guys will hear me say on the platinum calls, like when they start telling me about a deal, they'll watch me like get bored, and I'll be like, "Are you under contract or not?" Because that's all I care about with them. Like, they know I can be hard on them. They've done plenty of stuff, and it's like, go into contract on the home, then we'll talk about it. With you guys, it's much different, right? You haven't done 50 deals and things like that. But I can't ever stress enough, like, I want y'all going under contract on homes. The only exception to that is if you're working with a wholesaler and you have to put down like 10 grand in earnest money, you don't do that immediately. You check with me before you do that. Okay. But in most cases, directly with seller, yes, you do.
One last thing, since you brought that, just other investors and stuff. Somebody sent him an offer today, basically almost similar to the paperwork that we have as a purchase and sale agreement, but offered him 10 grand. Like, is there a reason someone would be offering him money to take over his loan when they're gonna have to, because now they're gonna be into it in 30 grand, right? If they're paying him 10, they're gonna have to pay off the 20 anyway.
Because it still works that good.
That's still okay.
Yeah. I mean, I would. I'll buy this from you for 10. Yeah, I'll buy that piece of paper from you for 10 grand in a heartbeat. And so, but I don't want you to do that. Look, you can owner finance it, make 10 grand up front. You can make the same amount, and you can still make 933. Because think about this. Watch this. So I buy it from you for 10. Okay. I buy it from you for 10. All that changes here is that I don't make 10 grand on it, but I still make everything else below it.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal deal. $0 in the deal, $1,000 a month. And so here's what I think is so beautiful about, like, you guys get to learn from some stuff, but here's what I think is so beautiful about this. So I got a text, Derek, while we're talking here, from a guy on the call. And so his name is Andy. And he would do the deal with you if you needed funding for it.
Okay. Is there a way to like link us up with a text after?
Yeah, I mean, truthfully, guys, they're in the Facebook group. Like, all you do is just search each other and you can DM one another.
Okay.
But I don't mind doing that either, Derek. So Andy, thank you for being comfortable letting me say that. But that's like the big benefit here, guys, is like, I think you can keep the deals amongst you. I don't ever want to. I'll get in your deal if you want me to, but like, I would prefer not to. I would prefer you guys to collaborate, figure it out together. I'll make sure you don't screw it. I'll make sure you don't jack it up too bad. And you guys make all of the money here. So Cool, dude. Thank you for saying that, Andy. Cool.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Derek, you feel good? Feel good enough?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's yeah. I think it's more. There's like the nervous of like you haven't done it, so there's so many variables
Yeah.
that you just don't know. It seems like it makes sense, but yeah, you gotta jump at some point, right?
Oh, it makes sense, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even have to look the house up. The guys, this makes sense to me.
Even
7
just so just
Sunday.
like in like it
Like,
doesn't matter the area that it's in.
oh, the
Oh,
ARVs,
that's
the
the
ARVs
other part. So
270.
like
Like,
yeah,
it's
it's like
fine.
running an inspection on it. Is that
Yeah, dude.
needed?
I'll walk you through like all of it after the.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I
After
mean,
the
they're
paper
like,
sign.
I'm being pretty lighthearted right now. We're
Yeah.
not under, once you're under contract, like it will get very serious, right? Like we'll do
Yeah.
inspections, we will do CMAs, we will make sure that everything that we think is correct is correct. We'll validate the ARV,
Yeah.
we'll validate that 10 or 15K in repairs. We'll validate everything on that. Make sure title's free and clear. But for now, we can have some fun with this. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Cool. Great
Awesome.
job, man. Fantastic.
Thanks.
Yeah, my pleasure, man. This is what I want everybody doing.
Hey, Derek, quick question. Could you just fill us in like how you found that deal? How'd you come across it?
It was literally like
It's a good
I
question.
was talking to my brother. He does real estate in Arizona, and he was just like, dude, a mutual friend that we went to high school with, just like he's having trouble, and he knows I've been doing this mentorship stuff and learning to be able to help him out with the stuff that I've been learning, rather than just because it's too late. I think it's 10 days from auction. It's too late to like list at MLS and sell it normal. You're not going to make money. I can do that. So just, yeah, it was, I don't know. I guess the saying is sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Maybe just got lucky here on one of them. But yeah, there was no real functionality to it. I'm sorry. I can't like instruct on like, hey, this was a process or this is the way to go about it. I have,
Word of mouth is helpful. Yeah, that makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah.
Yeah. But you guys will find it, the more you're in the game and the more you do, the luckier you get. So hard to always explain luck, but sometimes that preparation just happens to be in the right spot. Something he did right too. This was something I did really wrong was I was embarrassed to tell people that I was in real estate because I thought everybody would kind of like make fun of me or ask me if I was a billionaire yet or um did you do your first deal? Did you make any money? Have you are you a real estate guru yet? And so I kind of kept it to myself and that wasn't a good idea. I should have been telling people because I lost out on countless deals because nobody knew that I was interested in buying them. Wonderful, guys. Okay. Spencer, I know, is Spencer on here? I know he had something we wanted to discuss. You on here? Cool. So guys, Spencer wanted to discuss a little bit. We got to talk for a few minutes about it earlier, but I put out so I raised capital for a buddy of mine who owns a family office. You guys have heard me talk about him. His name's Pradeep, and he's a close friend now at this point, and he's wanting to keep a house in Texas, and the deal is just it's a really appealing deal in Wimberley, Texas. And so Spencer had some questions for me, and so I just asked him to kind of run through a few of them here because it's got quite a few different teaching things in it, as well. Did anybody else happen to see that deal that I posted?
I feel like the deal was
The one with
posted
the
on,
HOA.
Yeah.
yeah, it was like on your personal Facebook. I don't know if it was, I'm not even sure if it's in the group page
Yeah,
or
I
not.
probably should post them in the group. I don't.
Yeah, I just
Probably should.
came across it the one day, but I think I had to go to your personal page to find it back earlier.
You care if we talk about that depreciation out of the gate, Spencer?
Yeah,
Quickly?
and after we hung up, I did a little bit more, just kind of digging to familiarize myself with it. But out of the gate, my question was with like the 150 to 200K depreciation. just like kind of where that comes from and
Yeah.
just trying to understand like the advantages behind that. My understanding at first was like you almost look for something like that if you're making too much to kind of like lower your tax bracket, but it sounds like it's applicable, regardless of that. The more I've looked at it.
Yeah, it is, and I'm glad you looked at it, man, because like it's something to really know about. So I don't know how to spell depreciation, guys, but like we're talking about depreciation in real estate, and so what it is in Texas, we have a house, so we built a bunch of 750 to $1 million homes, and we want to keep one for the HOA, and so we have a community down here of 2,200 homes. We built Pradeep has built 1,400 homes here, and there's about 890 of them left. So you got 1,400 homes active in this HOA. And so they want to have a home office. And so there's a home that's in a prime spot. Jake, you saw this deal. There's a home in a prime spot that they want to keep. And so the purchase price for the home is 850 grand. And so they're asking for an investor to come in and buy it from them for 850 grand. So they built it. It's beautiful. It's an unbelievable custom home. And so they want you to buy it from them for 850 grand. And they are going to guarantee 3 years rent right out of the gate. They want longer, but you wouldn't want longer. They will guarantee rent for $6,500 a month for 3 years, every month, guaranteed. And what is happening in here, so the cash flow is pretty good. Cash flow is probably, I mean, it's okay, actually. It's okay. It's not even as good as Derek's deal. And Derek didn't have to put any money down. But it'll cash flow, I'm gonna guess $700 to $800. But the big hang up with this deal for like most of us is that it would cost you would have to put a down payment down of about $187,000 to do this. Okay. So it costs a lot. But here's why people want to do this. And so a lot of the people that I work with, they exit. Like, for example, some of my friends will have exited their business for 10 or 20 or $30 million, and they have every quarter or every biannual, they get $1 million check. And so they have to immediately, when they receive that $1 million check, they have to give 40% of it to the government. So they immediately hand over a $400,000 check. And so what Spencer is talking about is depreciation. So this house, you'll get a minimum of $150,000 in depreciation. And so what that means is, I'll use Ashley as an example. If Ashley has a 1099 income and Ashley makes 150 grand at her job. Okay. So she takes home 150 grand. And she is able to buy this home. She gets $150,000 in depreciation, and she makes 150 grand at her job. She pays this much in taxes, guys. She pays $0 in taxes. That's why this stuff becomes so valuable to them, is that they are able to offset taxes. And so that's just year one. And then every year after that, they get a $25,000 just tax deduction from their income. So every year they can make 25 grand free and clear off of that. And so this is something that's going to come into play for you guys in the future. So did somebody say something?
Is that tax deduction, that's only applicable to the 1099? Like you can't apply that to if you're making like income under W-2, right?
I don't know, man. My buddy is a podiatrist here in town, and he made 1.2 last year. And apparently he believes that he can write it off his W-2. So I don't know how to do that. I don't know if that's allowed, but apparently he believes that it is. So it might be, Spencer. So if you made 150 grand this year, Spence, and like you were able to buy this house. Now, I mean, here's the obvious kicker, right? But like this is more of a teaching purposes than it is. And don't hang on to the dollar amounts, guys, and don't think like I'm never going to get there. Like I didn't think I would either. And so, but it's more of just the understanding of this stuff exists. And so, Spence, if this was real and you made 150 grand, you'd pay $0 in taxes, which would if you're in a 40% tax bracket, which puts 65 grand that you don't pay in taxes. I mean, it's crazy. It pays off a quarter of your house. Like, I don't know what your house costs, but like it pay off a quarter of my house for it. And so it's just these tax advantages are insane on what real estate can do. So I wanted to just use that as a training ground for a few minutes, guys. I know some of the stuff doesn't make sense, or sometimes it's not applicable to where you are, but the thing of it is it will be at a certain point. So,
Yeah.
Spence, did you have anything else on that you thought of after we got done with the call? Or I'll move on to other things.
I think my only other question with it, like I still trying to wrap my head around like why, like I know Pradeep wants to keep it for his office, but why is is he selling it just to have like to get the money like capital out of it to use elsewhere, but still use it like for himself as the office? Or
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
what's his
one, they
motivation
want to
to-
keep it. They want to keep it as the HOA office because it's just a nice house, and they did like they did some upgrades to it, like a larger pool, larger living quarters. It's 400 square foot larger than their other custom builds. The other thing is too, they probably, I don't know this for a fact, okay, but I'm going to guess. See how they're selling it to you for 850? I'm going to guess they built it for 700.
Okay, so like it's just to get some cash out of it while being able to use it for the function that they want it for.
Yeah, so he gets to keep the house and utilize what they want it for, and probably make,
Yeah,
do just fine on the house.
and the 150K is worth more to him now than it is to pay it off like he's gonna have to if he kept it.
Well, they
and
got
didn't, like sell it like that.
Yeah, I mean, he's got another 890 that they're wanting
Yeah,
to build.
right.
Right. So this is
Right.
they've been working on this subdivision since 2010. So they want
Yeah, that makes sense.
they want to continue making the money, and Pradeep and I did a thing in Romania that was kind of cool. And so that's where where a lot of capital has been going. So they're wanting to stay a little bit liquid for a few different things. Yeah. Cool, dude. Thank you for those questions. Jake, I see your hands up, man.
Yeah, I had a quick question on that. Since they are renting that, I guess who's responsible for the insurance and the taxes on that?
Yeah, good question, man. So if you bought it, Jake, you still would be paying the insurance and the taxes. They're just renting it. You're the landlord.
Okay.
Yep. Good question, man. But they're going to take care of the repairs. That's kind of cool about this. Like, you wouldn't have to do anything to the house. They'll just take care of it for you. Kind of a cool one, guys. Kind of fun. All right. Let's go back to the drawing board here, and let's kind of circle the wagon. Does anybody have anything that they would like to address, either a problem or a question that they would like to dive into? And I can pull my screen back up too. I didn't mean to do that. I'd like to be able to see you guys for a minute. Mike, how is your deal going? I know it's so cool to see you, like, I never know, everybody always asks, like, before they join, they're like, when am I going to get my first deal? And I'm like, I don't know. Probably sometime before, probably not as soon as you want to get it, but soon enough. And so I know you got one you're already on.
Yeah, this one's not going to be soon enough either. I mean, I still got to wait until February to finally close on it, but it's still in the works. But I did want to circle back with you a little bit on, so I was taking down a couple notes here. Just how we were talking about doing funding for the project, because I got to get the $6,000 down to get the guy agreed on to get the contract done. But then I got to pay him 10 grand as soon as I close on the deal. So I was running those numbers again. We came up with $14,500. That's to the assignment fee that I'm going to be paying to Dave that helped me get this project going. But I just wanted to see, like, because I don't want to put my own capital in this right now. And what is like a deed, an open title, a quitclaim deed? What are those, or the title insurance, how to set up the trust? What do those costs look like? And should I get that funding as well on top of the mortgage that I got to pay until February?
Yeah, let's lay this out because this will be super helpful for everybody. Okay, so 6,000, what's this called? What's 6 grand? That's to the seller. Okay.
So that is, yeah, that seller with the 10,000 is a seller as well. So
Okay.
to hand over the keys, he needs $16,000 to get out of the house,
Okay.
which we came up with. But he's actually set up for 51,000 at the end of it. But we put that in a wrap. And
Yeah,
so I'm
but
going to be
that's on
paying the
terms.
other.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's on term, so I'm
that
going to pay it
doesn't
over
matter.
time.
What else was there? Was there anything else, or is it just like, hey, Trav, how much are closing costs?
So it was the $6,000 right now, the $2,500 for the consignment fee, working with Dave, and then let's see, where did I come up with that 6 grand? So 6 grand for 4 months, 1,500. So I was figuring about 4 months of rent, mortgage payments at $1,500. So I was rolling that one up a little bit higher for $14,500. But I just want to make sure the title and everything else that I've got to go get lawyers involved. What do those costs look like?
Yeah. Let's just go worst case. So closing costs, let's just call it 5 grand. It's not, but let's just call it 5 grand because it's easy math. So do I have this right? 6 grand, 10 grand, 2,500, 6 grand, 5 grand.
Yes.
Is that right? Okay. What is that total? 16, what do we got? 12, 22, 27, 30. All right. Let's just call it 30. Okay.
See, and that's what I was originally thinking I was going to need to raise money for 30,000 to get this done.
And this was a pretty good. Okay, this is that deal we looked at yesterday. This is a good wrap deal. Okay,
It's
so
called
everybody
4A.
just assume this is a good deal. So he needs 30 grand to do a good deal. I remember looking at this deal. It's a good deal. So okay, so he needs 30 grand to do a good deal. Mike, I mean, sorry, Andy, you're the one who said it. But I would be contacting people in the group to get that, because I would just be offering to partner with them if they will fund it and either split the deal, give them an extra carrot. Like, you brought the deal, they brought the money. Now you both get the experience and profit from it. So what if you only get half of the deal? It's just fine in the beginning because you have no money in it. The other person has the money in it. And this, you're wrapping this one, weren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, so they might get all that back off the down payment.
Oh yeah, that down payment is going to be $34,000, $36,000 as soon as we get it sold.
Oh well,
because it appraises for $360,000, and that's what the comps around that area. I mean, worst case scenario could be 330, but I'd rather go for the higher dollar amount. The mortgage is $283,500, so it's still got a significant amount on that portion, but it is tax free. So I'm going to put it under the trust and get the tax deferment for the next 5 years with this wrap.
Okay. Very nice, man. Yeah, I would probably start making the posts, Mike, about like how you see my funding posts with things, just to start getting some attention. Just start getting some attention around what you're doing, but then be pretty intentional about the group too, about reaching out to everybody and, posting it in the group, being like, hey guys, like here's what the deal looks like. Here's what I think we'll make. Because you're probably only going to have their money for 4 or 5 months. And then if they get the opportunity to get their money back and still get a cash flow and an equity play, that works for people. So you can definitely let that, I think you'll definitely find that pretty easily. So
perfect. But you're thinking about lawyers and all that closing cost is approximately $5,000 to get all the documents.
Yeah, it's less than
ducks
that,
in a row.
Yeah, that's fine. Yep, 30's plenty, man, for it. So, I mean, if you really want to do 35,000, like if this just makes you feel better with it, I think that's just fine too.
And that's where me and Dave came up with was $36,000 with 11% interest. So that's $3,960 that we'd pay back to the investor, and that short-term turnaround too.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you got 2 different avenues to play. So I'd start just playing them out. This looks great though, man. I mean, this is freaking awesome. Like this is what's so cool. It's like, okay, so you and Derek now have a problem to solve. And this is all you're ever going to do, right? You just solve problems here. So you got a deal. Now you got a little bitty problem of you need to figure out how to get 35 grand. Derek needs to figure out how to get 20 grand so that you can go make X, right? A lot.
Yep.
And so because here's the way, now this is hard to look at it, right? But like, Mike, I'm going to guess if your kid was in the hospital and you couldn't take him home unless you showed up with 35 grand, I'm going to guess you'd probably figure it out before midnight on how to show up with that, let alone if you're going to give the person the opportunity to make a bunch of money out of it.
Right.
And so when you think of it like that, like it's not that hard. Now I know it is because it's your guys' first time, but like, it's really not going to be that difficult at the end of the day. You just haven't done it yet. So
that's exactly the case right there.
Yep. So great job, dude. Any additional questions, or I'm gonna jump to Ashley and Jay?
You're good.
Cool, dude. Great job, man. Miss Ashley?
Hey, and sorry, I apologize for my dog's big nose that keeps jumping in front of the screen, but
It's all right.
I was just kind of at a phase where I'm starting to interview property managers, and I just wondered if you had any tips, advice, questions I should ask them when I'm kind of interviewing these guys, like any general thoughts.
Okay. Yeah, a little bit. I'd almost like to hear some things that have stuck out to you a little bit from it. Do you mind just kind of giving me a couple minute rundown? You said you are starting to interview them, or you have been interviewing?
Right. I have two that I have been recommended that I need to interview that I have not yet. But it's kind of some introductory information has come my way, such as like what percentage they charge. One of them like covers like rents regardless of whether the tenant pays. One of them like what were some other things said to me? They're responsible for finding the renters. They talk about things like they'll even cover if a renter is possibly not there for a month. So, but just in general, as far as like what expectations I should have, what qualifications they should have, do you have any advice when I'm kind of interviewing these people?
Yeah, so I'm really happy to hear the guarantee in rents. This was something I've looked for a long time, and I finally found him. And I'll tell you, Ashley, it's changed my rental portfolio.
Yeah.
Yep, it really has, because now the money shows up before the 5th of the month every time, and it changes the way our cash flow is played, because it's a cash flow game for us, right? It's like, when does the money come in? When does it go out? Like that's almost like
The
what
guarantee,
matters the
yeah.
most. Yeah, well, we have, we collect 150 grand, and we have 120 that goes out. And so if that is off on timing,
Right.
that's not super fun. And
Which
so
I know of any business starting out, cash flow is the hardest thing to, keep it going, especially when you have employees.
yeah. Oh, it gets super easy later on. So no, it ain't that bad. I'm just kidding. But that guaranteeing of rents would be a really big thing. I would want to know what percentage they're going to charge me. Anywhere between 6 and 10 is very common, and I wouldn't shy
Yeah,
away.
I've had one say they do 6 to 7%, and I'm like, okay, that's definitely lower than I was expecting, which is cool.
Yep. This would be for sure the one that I would really dig into. This would be my shining star, the guaranteed of rents, because that means they're just that confident with the people that they put in there and that they're going to collect. Okay, so huge thing right there. I would want to know fees outside of rent. So do you have lease up fees? Do you have air filter fees? This was one that really used to frustrate me. They would go in and change an air filter every 4 months, and they'd charge like $125 to do it. That one was really frustrating.
Astronomical.
And so just find out your additional fees outside of just the rental percentage. And then my main thing that I do, Ashley, and this was kind of something that I think you and I might have touched on. It could have been me and Dawn that touched on in the very beginning, but it was like I wrote gut. If you feel off with them, then don't do it. Like if
Yeah.
you feel good about them though, and you know these questions and the money side of it and you're comfortable, then I think you're okay with it.
Okay.
But there's no huge red flags that I look for. I can't believe you said guarantee of rents. This was going to be my thing. I was going to have you ask them if they can.
Yeah, I know one of them has like, or that's what I've been told. I'll find out if that's accurate. But yeah, I know
Yeah.
one of them for sure is supposedly doing that, which is
Yeah.
awesome.
Hey, it might be a new thing. Like it might be like what they're doing to earn your business. So because if they qualify a person hard enough,
Yep.
and they put a solid person in there, like the person's gonna pay. Like they don't want their credit getting wrecked and evicted and all
Right.
that stuff. So that's
Okay.
fantastic. Okay, great job.
Perfect.
Well,
Thank you.
when you planning on hiring one? This month or next month? Or
It'll
later?
probably be more like February. I'm kind of ahead of the game right now. So it's for that first rental property I have, but I've got a few legal hurdles to jump through, but
Mhm.
I'm getting real close. So I want to just go ahead and jump on that and start interviewing. That's what was my thought process.
Yeah. Well, fantastic. Okay. Well, let us know if anything else comes up on it.
Thanks.
What's up, Jay?
Hey, so I don't know if this applies to anything that you teach or not, but I figured I'd ask and get your opinion. My brother and his wife, her father passed away, and they're trying to go through his property, and like it's already gone through probate, but they're not sure whether they're going to try to wholesale it out, because they don't really have any money to deal with it. It's in a decent shape. It doesn't need a whole lot, but it could be worth like $300,000 more if they put some money into it, spruce it up a little bit.
Okay.
But the kicker is it's on a reverse mortgage.
Okay.
Are those easy to deal with? Is that something I should even look at? Or
Well, do you so we don't do a ton with them typically because they work opposite of the way, hence the reverse mortgage part of it.
Mhm.
And but let me just ask you some questions, see if you know them on them, and then even if you don't, because my initial answer is yes, you should look at this.
Okay.
Because people not inherited properties are typically, besides a tired landlord, are our best buys. I know you guys have probably heard me say that, probably why you might, maybe one reason why you're bringing this up. I love inherited properties is because now this is family for you, so this is a little bit different. But assuming it wasn't, guys, inherited properties are like one of my favorites because it's just this house got piled onto them. They don't know what to do with it. And if you're willing to offer them a chunk of money like really quick, people are typically just like, okay, with you. And so, and they don't have the money to put into it, which is exactly what Jay said. So,
yeah,
all right, man. Do you have any idea what the reverse mortgage balance is?
I don't.
Okay. So we got a quick question there, and you don't have to rush with it either. So you got a family play here. You think it's worth 300,000 more. What do you think it's worth total?
He was talking about like 5.5 to sell it, and it could be worth upwards of 750 to 8
Oh,
if you
God.
put money into it.
Okay.
It's in a pretty decent neighborhood here in Oregon. Everything's overpriced in Oregon, so
Yeah.
but it's in a nice neighborhood of I'd say the mid 40s and up, so it's a
Yeah.
decent neighborhood.
What do you think the repair number is? Like how much would you have to put into it to get it to 750?
Man, I haven't seen that thing in probably 15 years, so it's
Okay. Tough to tell. What if you
it's tough to tell.
if you guessed for me, can you give me something to chew on so I can take you a little bit further? Like 50
I'd
grand,
probably
100 grand,
say
like
I'd say a good median 75
okay.
would get you in a decent spot. If
Okay.
you really want to go crazy, you could put probably $125 in it and put it at the top of the line for the houses in the area.
Okay. So even at a $125, so I wanted to ask you this so I can show you something. So even at a $125, so you guys heard Jay say, and Jay knows this space too. So like this contracting space is his world. And so you do 75,000 to 125,000, and that returns you 300K more. Remember how you kind of said that, Jay?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
That's great. I mean, obviously, like if you were to put 75,000 into an ATM and 300 came out, where do we find that ATM at? Like, that works. And so, but I typically, so you guys know this, I typically want to see a 2x return on our rehabs. And so Jay's kind of like maximum that I would want to see him at is this repair being at 150 grand, which it's probably not. So, I mean, I know it could be, but you haven't seen it, but probably not. But just know like that would still make a whole lot of sense for this guys. So the one thing you need to find out, man, is how much is this reverse mortgage currently? What's the payoff on that?
Okay.
So if you can find that out from them, they probably have a statement somewhere. I'm going to guess. And so if you can just ask him what it is. And then here's a couple things you can do. One is you can buy it from them. So you can either use Kiavi or you can raise the money, or you leave the loan in place with them, and you raise either in here or somewhere else, you raise the rehab amount, and then you go and list it and sell it.
The problem or the apprehension I have is that would put this at the price range around Portland that doesn't like to sell. That's the slow moving area cost around Portland. So
Well,
that would be my only hang up is that what if this thing gets stuck on the market for 6 months?
Okay. Well, I'm glad you said that. So maybe we should look at it with selling a home that has an ARV that moves slow, for more like, how would this look if we sold it for 700 or 675? Okay. Because I'll tell you guys, a home that is worth 750,000 and you're selling it for 750, it will take a while to move. You sell a home that's worth 750,000 for 700 or 675, that won't take a long time to move. If it's truly worth 750, buyer will know that. They will instantly buy that. They know they will have to put nothing down because their bank will require them to put nothing down, and they will know that they bought a home and they instantly have $75,000 in equity in it. So maybe we look at it from that angle too, Jay. So to kind of help with that apprehension piece. Another thing we can do too,
slower market, take a little bit less profit on it.
Yeah. But really, let's just see where that reverse mortgage is. Because if this thing's like 550, right? Like that deal's dead. But what if this thing is like 200 or 300 grand? And you just have tremendous upside that you could have here.
Right. Yeah, he didn't really elaborate on it. He doesn't really like to talk about this scenario a whole lot, but he mentioned something like 550 trying to sell it for as is.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever the underlying mortgage is at that point, I'll dig it out of him. But
yeah,
he's in a spot that they don't have anything to deal with it, so they're either going to dump it, or hopefully we can come up to a deal.
Yeah, and that could be, and so anyway, another thing to add in here too, not to overwhelm you, but like, let's just find this out. Like, that's all we got to do. But you could also, Jay, like you could give him some of the profit off of it too. Like you can.
That's another thing I was already thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so I'll write this here since it's recorded. So, split profit with them. So it sounds like there's going to be plenty of room in there. And this could be a pretty attractive deal to an investor, yourself, and them, that everybody can kind of just make more money, because an investor is going to be pretty comfortable with 75 grand in this thing, depending on where this is. But sounds like it's going to be just fine. That's cool, man. You got a really good shot there. So good old Portland prices. So
yeah, and overinflated.
Yeah. I know, man. I've been thinking things were overinflated since 2018. just keep on inflating. So
yep.
Okay. Wonderful, man. Feel good? Any additional pieces on that?
No, I need to pry some information out of him, and I'll get
Okay.
back to you and see what we can work with.
Yep, get him in a headlock. So it's your
Yeah.
brother, right? Or it's your sister that married your brother-in-law.
No, it's my brother.
Your brother?
His wife,
Okay.
her father died. So I
Okay.
think the majority, not the majority, but a lot of that rehab fee is just going to be the getting the junk out of the house, because the guy was a almost a hoarder, not quite legally
Right
terms.
there.
You know? He has got aisleways through the house. That's
Yeah.
all there is.
Dang, man. One of these days I'm gonna share something. I'll share some stories with you guys because I've got some sad ones, I've got some funny ones, and I've got plenty of hoarder ones. I mean, that hoarder house that's like, you all are gonna buy a hoarder house, I guarantee it. One of your first 10 homes is gonna be loaded and you ain't gonna believe it. Like, you're gonna be like, there's no way. There's no way that, but yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And they sleep on it. There's a mattress pile on top of everything. Just
Right.
so. Well, guys, anything else? I'll try to cut it here, but if you guys, remember, guys, I have the call tomorrow too. So, I can't remember if it's at 10 or 11, but it's on the Facebook page. So just remember, if something comes up tomorrow, get on that thing, and I'll get you set up right away. So, but anything else? I've got time. I'm trying to be more respectful and to the point with you guys so that I keep you at an hour. So let me get back to where I can see everybody. Cool. Okay. Everybody feel good then? No final things, nothing you want to discuss?
No, I got to go straighten my beard. So thank you, Spencer. Appreciate you connecting with me and Ashley. I'm going to be in touch with you too.
Cool.
Okay,
good call.
perfect. Yeah, I just got your friend request, so thanks.
Yeah,
Cool, guys.
absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Cool call, guys. Really cool to see you guys, like, using each other too. Like, we're here to make some money, so utilize each other to make money, and I will keep an eye on it the whole time. So cool. Have a great day, guys. Hey, Dawn, didn't see you pop in. So, okay, guys, have a fantastic evening. Get a hold of me if you guys need anything at all. I'll see y'all later.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Travis.
My pleasure.